Jamal Hill versus Yuri Procházka. Now, that's a fight that everyone wants to see, you know? On the next UFC pay-per-view, it's going to be Islam Makhachev versus Armin Saryukin. It's going to be Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. And it's going to be Yuri Procházka versus Jamal Hill. Now, that's a lineup is insane, but I just strictly at the moment want to talk about Jamal Hill versus Yuri Procházka because that fight is crazy. Now, my predictions for that fight, I actually think Jamal Hill is going to knock out Yuri Procházka, and I really do think so. It's just that the problem with Yuri Procházka is, like I said, he just uses his chin too much and his athletics to keep him ahead, and especially after being knocked out, twice by Alex Pereira, in the technically you can say that I think he got like close to being knocked out in the first round in the second fight with Alex Pereira, and then at the beginning of the second round, he got knocked out with the head kick. It was like 4 seconds in the very first of the second round, which was, that's a lot of damage. And he also took a lot of damage against some Alexander Rakic. Rakic is the... Rakic is a good fighter, but for some odd reason, he just lacks the aggression. Like, he could have beat Yuri Procházka. He could have beat Magomed Ankalaev. He really could have, but the problem is that... he's kind of like the light heavyweight version of Leon Edwards, if that makes any sense. Leon is such a good fighter. He really is. But the problem is Leon has an athlete's mindset instead of a fighter's mindset. He doesn't have that dog in him like, say, a Volkanovski would. And that's probably the reason why Bilal Muhammad won that fight. Because as we saw at the last minute or the last second of the last round, the fifth round with the Bilal Muhammad fight and the Leon Edwards fight, we saw that Leon Edwards was slicing up Bilal Muhammad with those elbows. It's just that he's not that aggressive when it comes to fighting, unfortunately. I don't know why. It's stupid. But that's one of the reasons why I think Yuri Procházka is going to get knocked out by Jamal Hill. And another thing is, how delusional is Jamal? Jamal has been on this crazy tyrant for like the past 9 months since losing to Alex Pereira, saying, oh, you didn't beat me, you're a bum, it was because of the ref and this and that. And, it's just, how delusional can you get? This guy is super delusional. He's just completely out of it. It's insane to think about. I'm not going to diminish his skills as a fighter. Jamal Hill is a very skilled fighter, obviously, because he was champ. Well, maybe not that skilled. Light heavyweight doesn't have that many skill sets in all honesty. Light heavyweight has actually been kind of dead skill-wise. But Alex Pereira has been keeping it afloat. And, Jamal's got power. He can strike, and Yuri Procházka's got power too. And I really do think this fight is going to end in a knockout. But there's always the chance it could end in a decision. For some odd reason, whenever there's a fight that you think is going to last, it always ends up going to decision. Or a fight that you think it's going to... where they're both going to get finished. One of them is just going to guarantee to get finished. Like, I had that feeling with Chandler versus Gaethje, and it went to decision. There's just fights for some odd reason that you think are so confident are going to go to a knockout. Like, someone's going to get finished. For some odd reason, they have the tendency to go to a decision, which is insane, honestly. I don't know why it works. It's MMA is a weird sport. But if I have to give my prediction, I think it's probably going to be a 3-round fight. If I was the UFC, though, I would make it a 5-round fight. I would make this... would I make it a title eliminator? Well, actually, no. Maybe 3 rounds works because I don't think it's going to be a title eliminator. I don't think Yuri Procházka is going to get a title shot as long as Alex Pereira is champ. I think Yuri Procházka is actually probably already cooked. Like, I think he's done when it comes to challenging for the title. And I think Jamal Hill has, like, one more chance of fighting for the title. And the way I see it going, I see Jamal Hill... depending how rusty he is, depending how Yuri Procházka is feeling after getting all that damage to his body from fighting and from being knocked out like twice against Alex and taking damage from Rakic, I think Hill is going to get a knockout. I think Hill is going to get a knockout in the second round. I really do. And whatever happens, I'm excited, because even though it's fun to hate on Jamal Hill because he's just like the saltiest person on earth, the saltiest fighter ever, I do think he's also kind of funny. But it's not that we're laughing with him kind of way of funny. It's more like we're laughing at him, That's the thing with Jamal Hill. And Yuri Procházka is... You know, even if he wins, he needs like at least 1 or 2 more wins before getting a title shot. It's just not happening. You can't lose to the champ twice and get a third title shot that easily, unless you're Max Holloway with Volkanovski. And even then, you know, Max had a super competitive fight in the rematch, you know, the second fight. I actually still think Max won that fight. I know some people will say, you know, Volk won that fight, you know, the second rematch. But I actually think that Max won that fight, and I'll always believe that. But it's just not the same level of method with Jiri. Jiri got knocked out twice, you know? Knocked out twice. And that's it, really, you know? So my final prediction for the fight, I think it's going to be Jamal Hill's second round KO. Could be wrong, could be, who knows. I think this is probably the most exciting fight on the pay-per-view. I could be wrong. You know, there's a good chance that Islam Makhachev versus Arman, a rematch, could be even better. Maybe even Murad versus Umar could be better. You never know. But anyways, that's it for this video. See you in the next one.